I'm so tempted just to tell the story of Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, let me tell you the story.
Stephanie was at school one day, and a big bully hit her on the head, and she went to the hospital and received amnesia.
It was an amazing, amazing time for this young lady. A time she might not ever forget.
So one day she was walking back from school when she was still a little loopy and saw a squirrel.
The park had recently been destroyed by fat white men with mustaches and bowler hats, and they had cut down some of the trees where her favorite friends lived. Her friends were squirrels, and one of them was named Maurice.
The squirrel started running in circles around her, so she ran in circles around it. The squirrel ran up a tree and then froze.
She saw the squirrel on the other side of the tree, and then she went around to get it. It ran up the tree. She tried to climb up after it, and the branch broke. She fell down along with the squirrel. The squirrel fell on its head, and she caught it.
His tail was severely misshapen, and it was very sad because he had to discontinue his education for a time. And a lot of people don't know that when squirrels get off their path in life, and you know, if something awful happens, like a bicycle accident, that it's very hard to get a squirrel back on his feet. Even though you see them running around on telephone wires all the time, like little pieces of electricity, they're actually, you know, they have very severe bouts of depression. So Maurice had a drinking problem, and he would get drunk on acorn wine.
Yeah. It was really crazy. She was on the side of the building. She was climbing up. She was pretty high in the air, I thought, 5 or 6 feet. She had her hood up. It was a really windy day. Steph was trying to get in her room of her apartment, and I really don't know why she was trying to get up through the balcony. I think she told me, but I don't remember, that she lost her key and that her screen door was unlocked. And once she got up there, she was so happy. Stephanie was so happy. But she soon figured out it was the wrong apartment, and she climbed all the way back down.
Being a blonde, sometimes we forget where things are, when right then, they're where we left them.
She ran back to the house.
Stephanie finally gets into her apartment. The phone rings. It's the squirrel. And he says to give Brenna the basket.
She was looking into the basket, and the squirrel was sitting there trying to decode some secret message. No clue what it said. Looked like squirrel talk.
After many hours of perplexed thinking, contemplating, and a double-decker taco from Taco Bell for only 99 cents.
And said, "I'm going to eat this for dinner." She ate it that night and lived happily ever after.
Stephanie decided that, in fact, she knew where the basket was all along. It was actually in her back pocket.
Oh, at first, they didn't want to look in the basket. But then they thought of the story about Moses, and they decided they better look in the basket. And so they decided who's going to look in the basket first. Stephanie said, "Brenna, you look in the basket." Okay. So they looked in the basket, and guess what they found?
A alien.
I felt bad for her, but it's pretty funny.
Do I believe in the story about the squirrel? False. There's no squirrel. But there is a basket. I know where the basket is. Stephanie didn't know where the basket was. So in her search, She couldn't find her companion.
Maybe I should get a GPS. Maybe I should call the Navy and ask them where and how to find my friend.
One day, Brenna was at the park.
She searched everywhere. Couldn't find her. Where did she go?
Brenna, on the way, of course, was playing. She got sidetracked because people often get sidetracked. And so she was playing with Maurice.
I know. I know everything.